You? That's good. Okay, and let me get this. I'm clicking on one. And
you're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want when you want it, from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Then the Quran can only be the book of the being that created the universe. For the Quran miraculously mentions everything that the book of the universe includes, and all of its news turns out to be true. The happiest house of all is the house of the spider. To the house of the spider, being built by the female, and the flimsiness of this house. The Quran never makes any mistakes in any fields, though it gives information about such different issues. On the contrary, it exhibits miracles that amaze people whose eyes and hearts are not blinded in all fields. It is impossible for an illiterate man who lived 14 centuries ago to know and mention all of these things on his own. Then the Quran can only be the book of the being that created the universe. For the Quran miraculously mentions everything that the book of the universe includes, and all of its news turns out to be true.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Yes. And we're coming to you live with a special program about the Quran. But it's really about you and the Quran, because this particular program is the first week of Recite on TV. We would like to encourage you right now to share this with all of your friends. Let everybody know that we are here and we're live and we're taking phone calls. You can easily call in right now. Let's see if we can put the phone number up for you. I don't see it. I must be in the wrong place here. Anyway, so the phone number is 1-800-971-4383. Give us a call, and inshallah we'll allow you to recite on TV. Now, when you're reciting on TV, it doesn't count toward the contest. The contest is where you sit and record yourself reciting Quran to our website, reciteontv.com. reciteontv.com. Become a member and then upload your video. It costs nothing, but you do have to check with your parents. Be sure that they approve for you to do this, all right? To us, that's a very important thing, for your parents to be involved with what you're doing and to help you to record the video and to upload the video. And then, of course, to tell your friends and neighbors to come in and watch the video. Wherever they are, they can see that video, because we're putting that out on our website, reciteontv.com. All right. Now, we've mentioned that. Let's talk about the Quran a little bit. And to help me talk about it right now, we have Ahmed Redwan, who is right here in California. And we're going to, first of all, greet him. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh, everyone. I'm Sheikh Yusuf Estes.
MashaAllah.
Ahlan, ahlan.
First of all, I'm sure everybody is concerned about what's going on, about health issues and so on. How is it everything there in the area, your mission, Viejo? So tell us about that. How are things there?
No matter what happens, I always say, Alhamdulillah, thank God, whatever is left. Things I understand, I've been hearing from the news, things it's not slowing down. The pandemic is still here. The virus is still, we're losing a lot of people. But regardless what happened, we must say, brother and sister, Alhamdulillah, thank God, what is left. And whatever happens, it's under God's control, under His vision, and He sees everything. So we have to accept whatever it happens, it happens. We have to take it one day at a time.
Yes, that's very true, very true. And
Yes.
we're talking now about the Quran, so I think it's appropriate. What do you think if we mention some of the amazing things about the Quran itself? I know that everybody on the planet has different opinions about their particular religion or lack of it, but when it comes to the Quran of Islam, I'm sure that the Muslims have missed some points to get it out to the non-Muslims. So what do you think about the idea we could talk about that tonight?
Definitely, it's appropriate at the time we are in right now. It's appropriate to talk about the Quran and to see what Islam told us when we face difficulties and hurdles in our lifetime. We need to recognize, brother and sister, we're not in heaven here. This is earth. Heaven is completely something different. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Holy Quran in numerous verses that He's going to test us through our lifetime. We're going to go through hardship and ease. Both of them are going to be mixed. And whoever passed that test will achieve his goal, which is Jannatul Firdaus, if that's your goal. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He put everything in the Holy Quran, I must say everything and anything that you want to know about life, about earth, about earthquake, it's in the Holy Quran. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He told us in the Holy Quran that He is the one, He revealed it, and He is the one, He will protect it until the day of judgment. In Surah Al-Hijr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us, Inna nahnu nazzalna al-dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. Inna nahnu means we and ourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so great. He's talking about Himself. We say inna nahnu, He is one. But He's saying inna nahnu nazzalna al-dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. Ourselves, we ourselves have sent down the dhikr. Dhikr means the Holy Quran, and we are the one going to protect it. And alhamdulillah, it has been protected until today. It's in the people's heart, and they memorize the Holy Quran, mashallah, verbatim, from one page to the other page, a thick book like what I have here in my hand right here. And I'm sure we shared the same version before, Sheikh Yusuf. So this book is being memorized and protected. When we say a person, he's hafiz, it has two meanings. One meaning that he memorized the entire Holy Quran, and hafiz that he's protected from any deficiency or anything that someone adds something. He memorized. And when you hear something, if even someone say inna, and he's supposed to say anna, immediately he will stop you on your track until you know it's inna nahnu nazzalna dhikr. And this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He tell us, yes, it has been protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is when you travel any place in the whole wide world, doesn't matter where, in Japan, in Egypt, in Pakistan, in United States, you will find one version of the Holy Quran, and it's in Arabic, and then the translation, it may vary from one person to another, but the meaning, it does not get lost. It's still the same meaning.
MashaAllah, that's exactly right. Another thing that we could mention about the Quran is that it contains within itself a number of things that no one at the time of Muhammad, peace be upon him, had any inkling of knowledge about. The way it's presented sounds like beautiful poetry and in every single verse. However, whenever you start to reflect on the science that we have today, you understand, whoa, this was poetry. It was not just an imagination. It was reality. What would you say about the chances of somebody coming up with 6,600 and some odd verses of poetry that turn out to be scientific at the same time?
Yeah, like you said earlier in your first of your speech, Sheikh Yusuf, you were saying there is a lot of miracles in the Holy Quran, and there's things that's been written 1,400 years ago, and it has been discovered recently. And for example, I believe we shared with them before, like for example, at that time, 1,400 years ago, we had no ultrasound, we had no body scanners. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He revealed and He talked about biology in the Holy Quran 1,400 years ago. At that time, who would have known how is the baby in the mother's womb would be created? The stages that the baby in the mother's womb, how from stage 1 to stage 10 when it's completed and the baby is born. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He shared it with us this for Surah Al-Mu'minun, which is chapter 23, verse 12 through 14. And He tell us, وَلَقْ بَعْدَ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ سُلَالَةٍ مِنْ طِينٍ ثُمَّ جَعَلْنَاهُ نُطْفَةً فِي قَرَارٍ مَكِينٍ ثُمَّ خَلَقْنَا النُّطْفَةَ عَلَقَةً فَخَلَقْنَا الْعَلَقَةَ مُضْغَةً فَخَلَقْنَا الْمُضْغَةَ عِظَامًا فَكَسَوْنَا الْعِظَامَ لَحْمًا ثم أنشأناه خلقا آخر فتبارك الله أحسن الخالقين. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us here, indeed we have created man from extract of clay. The first human was created from clay, which is Prophet Adam alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He created Adam. Then after this, of the multiplication, and then what happened after that? Therefore, we made you out of nutfah, which is the drop of male and a female cell. And then when they get together, and then in the mother's womb, and then the baby comes. And then we made you nutfah into a clot. And then from the clot, it became into a lump, like a little flesh, like a chewed up gum. And then they created the little lump of flesh into bones. And then after the bone has been created, it's been covered with the flesh. And then we brought you to be the best creation. The best creation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said in the Holy Quran, on earth that He loved most and He proud and of it is the human creation, the human being. Thus we are the best creation on earth. And here, 1,400 years ago, brother and sister, can anyone tell me that we had a scanner, we had body scanner or ultrasound for Rasulullah or anyone would know how is the baby being created? I remember recently in the last, let's say, I think probably 30 years ago, when they first came in with a fax machine. I was stunned. Is that how in the world could you send a fax to Egypt or another country in second? We were so amazed. How in the world? I remember vividly. We were so shocked in our system, me, myself, and even I wrote one time in Arabic on a piece of paper, and I sent it to one person. I told him, can you read for me? He read it in Arabic. I said, I write it in English. So here, look at the technology. Those days, 1,400 years ago, all they have is camels, animals, tent to sleep in. There is nothing like what we have today. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He revealed things that we just discovered. And we did not discover, remember this, we did not discover everything. We are fraction of the discovery. We're gonna die ignorant. We're gonna die not knowing everything on earth. There is a lot more than that, brother and sister. Also, في سورة النبأ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us what? أَلَمْ نَجْعَلِ الْأَرْضَ مِهَادًا وَالْجِبَالَ أَوْتَادًا. The Jibal Awtada, the mountains, it has been put on earth to stabilize the earth. And it has been discovered recently in 1960 with modern science, discovered that the mountain is put on earth as a stabilizer, and they agree with the Holy Quran. And the Quran came in from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I can go further and furthermore. We have a lot of miracles in the Holy Quran to tell you one thing, that the Holy Quran is the word of Allah and it came from God. And there is no contradiction in the Holy Quran. And there is no book on the planet Earth, and I'm going to say it very, very slowly, can compete with the Holy Quran. There is no book on earth can be, or it is memorized from one page to another page, except one book, which is the Holy Quran. And the Quran speaks for itself. Anything you need, brother and sister, anything. And when I mean anything, from divorce to what to eat, justice, rules, regulation, how to divide wealth, you name it, it's in the Holy Quran, in those books. So anything you need is there. Let me share with you from Surah An-Nahl. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَأَلْقَى فِي الْأَرْضِ رَوَاسِيَ أَن تَمِيدَ بِكُمْ. And He has sent firm the mountain on earth that would not shake. It will be like a stabilizer. And also, recently they also discovered about the two sea. And Sheikh Yusuf, you visited, I believe, in Africa, when the two sea, they meet each one another. And this was discovered recently in 100 years ago. And we're talking about 1400 years ago was written in the Holy Quran. بعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم مرج البحرين يلتقيان بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. He has set free the two seas, they meet each other, and each one of them have his own water, the salt. It does not mix with the other one. And also the temperature between the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean, they meet one another, and each one have his own salt and density, and they do not mix. And who order them not to be mixed? Al-Hayy, Al-Qayyum, Al-Wahid, Al-Ahad, Allah. You can be next to each other, but you do not mix. And each side, it's just like they are neighbor, but they do not mix. So there is so many miracles in the Holy Quran to tell you, yes, it is the word of God.
That's very true. There's something that I'd like to just show everybody right now, get them a chance to just observe something here. I found this on the internet, but I think you can get a little bit of an idea. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, here it is.
Scientists say about this subject. Now let us see the words of scientists. In the tumid part of the female
this program. We are not getting
when male and female reproduction cells unite, ovules are formed, and then seeds are formed.
Alhamdulillah, I just was informed that you couldn't hear anything on there, and that unfortunately that means that you missed some of the best part of all of this. But I myself and Ahmed Redwan were listening to that, and we can talk about this right now. What we saw on the screen was the plants being fertilized one from the other, but the Quran mentions that the word in Arabic. Sheikh, would you like to tell us about that word and what it means?
Yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He stated in the Holy Quran that He made everything in two, male and female. Like, for example, the trees, you will find a male tree and a female tree. The animals, the same way, the fish, the same way, the flowers, the same way. In order to have multiplication, it's وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْ كُلِّ, I cannot recall exactly in Arabic, but I understand the meaning in English, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made for every thing two. Even the human being. The human being will have a male and a female. You can a sister cannot have a baby by herself without having a male. The same thing with the flower, the same thing with the bees, the same thing with the animal, the same thing with the fish. And this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that in the Holy Quran. And here it is.
I guess you'd say pairs, right? Everything
pairs, yes, pairs. From كل زوجين اثنين. Yeah, we made from everything pair, two. And also I believe في سورة آل عمران بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم to my recollection يا أيها الذين آمنوا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق. I cannot recall it right now. When it comes in, inshallah, I will share it with the brother and sister. But for now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He challenged everyone في سورة بني إسرائيل with سورة الإسراء, and He's saying قل لو إن اجتمعت الإنس والجن على أن يأتوا بمثل هذا القرآن لا يأتوا بمثله ولو كان بعضهم لبعض ظهيرا. What does this mean? It means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, if the human being and the jinn came together to produce anything like the Holy Quran or a verse like that, and each one of them assist one another, they stand in front of one another, they will not be able to come in with one sentence or a book like the Holy Quran.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Yeah,
that's really amazing. I think we fixed this thing. I hope that we have our brother who is watching all of this, monitoring our technician, and I hope that they'll let us know. But according to what I was hearing, I could hear it. So let me see if we have it fixed yet. Take a listen.
Them. Now, let us think of the following point. Biology was not a developed branch of science during the era of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The reproduction of plants and the role of the female and male elements in this field were not known. With the development of the science of biology and botany, the existence of male and female cells in seeding and flowering plants was understood. botanists were able to discover the difference of gender in plants only 100 years ago. Then how did a person who did not know how to read or write manage to know that there was masculinity and femininity in plants at a time when people were not aware of botany or biology? This question can have only one answer. It is as follows. That person did not know in its own. He knew it because Allah, who creates pears from plants, informed him of it. If this answer is not accepted, we will never be able to explain that person's informing of scientific facts and his news turning out to be true. No one's mind can accept that a person who did not know how to read or write was able to discover a fact 1400 years ago on his own and write it in a book, though the fact was discovered only 100 years ago by people who spent all of their lives studying biology and botany. A person who accepts this cannot be considered sane. There is only one answer that human minds can accept. The Quran is the book of Allah.
MashaAllah. Well, I guess that one, I checked it out on my monitor, and I think the sound went through just fine. So we can pick up where we left off talking about this. Sheikh, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, that verse now it came to mind, the one I wanted to share with them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us في سورة النساء يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us here, fear Allah as you should be feared, that He created you from one single soul, and from it He created two. Now, which is a pair, a male and a female. That's for Surah An-Nisa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He shared that with us. So we need to remember, brother and sister, everything on earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made it two from each one. So we need to understand the Holy Quran, it's the true book from Allah, and there is no other book. You read it, and then if you can challenge that book, come out, and there are so many scholars. I have seen them from many scholars. They try to challenge the Holy Quran, and they could not, and they stopped on their track. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us في سورة بني إسرائيل, سورة الإسراء, وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا لِلنَّاسِ فِي هَذَا فَأَبَى أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ إِلَّا كُفُورًا. Indeed, we have explained every subject in the Holy Quran in verses way to benefit mankind. Still, most of the people refuse to believe in the Holy Quran. It's written in there. وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا لِلنَّاسِ مِنْ هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ مِنْ كُلِّ مَثَلٍ. For everything that you need, from justice, from cloud, rain, dua, you name it, is written in the Holy Quran. So we should always, go to the Holy Quran for any question. This is the book that you have an answer for every question and a solution for every problem. If you have dispute between you and your wife, open the Holy Quran.
Yeah. Maybe we could say, what do you think of it if we said this is the book for all times and all places and all people? Is that okay?
Of course, this book is for the mankind. Many times Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He addressed us in the Holy Quran, He say, Ya ayyuhan nasu. Verses saying, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu. A lot of time He says, Ya ayyuhan nasu. When He says, Ya ayyuhan nasu, is not excluding the Christian or the Catholic or any religion. He's talking to all His creation when He indicates, Ya ayyuhan nasu. So when He says, Ya ayyuhan nasu, you better open your eyes and listen to what is the message. It have to be something very, very powerful. And I always say that in my speeches in the khutbah, when you hear that, أيها الناس, pay attention.
Now that's to all human beings, right?
That's correct. يا أيها الناس.
So
Yeah.
yeah. And by the way, guys, if you'd like to order a translation of the Quran to help you along the way to your journey to know more about Islam, you can order this and we will send it free and we will pay the postage, inshallah, so that you don't have any expense. We don't ask people to buy anything from us. We want to give everything away free. The program is free. You're watching a program that even if you said, well, it's free and it's worth it, the thing is we don't use any advertising. We don't have commercials. And we don't sell anything. But if you would like to order this, you can get one for absolutely free. We'll mail it to your home and we'll package it up and ship it out. You don't pay for shipping. You don't pay for the postage. You don't pay for the book itself. This is a gift from us to you. And if you're a new Muslim, if you're thinking about Islam, you're welcome. Now, if you're a born Muslim and you'd like to have one, you're still welcome. You're very welcome. Anybody can order this. And we mail them everywhere in the United States. And now we can't mail them into Canada until they lift the ban on some of the stuff that's coming in. All right? But right now we can mail these anywhere in the United States. And you can find an easy link to remember. You know the letter A? freequran.com. Free, you know how to spell free, FREE, then QURAN.com. Go there right now and you'll be able to order yours. And it usually takes us anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, something like this, depending on the difficulties that we have, because we have some distributors set up in different places now that we didn't have before, so it will be a lot faster. So if you've ordered before a long time ago and you didn't get it, you can put the order in again, and inshallah we'll be able to get that out to you. freequran.com. And now we're going to take a break because we have to show you something here about the channel itself. And we would like for you to pay close attention to this. And we'll be right back right after this.
You're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want when you want it, from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who is Allah?
Maybe we'll even see somebody enter into Islam.
Excuse me, do you believe in God?
Why do we call him Allah?
One more time, everyone. Okay, good.
These are the ones that we're going to be mailing out.
Ilaha. Illa. Allah.
And I bear witness that Muhammad.
That's right, we're right across the river from Palestine, as a matter of fact, here in Aqaba. The new moon, the Hilal, has been sighted for the month of Shawwal.
When the adhan is called, it doesn't matter where you are. You go and you make your salah, alhamdulillah.
Now, I think this is something that, inshallah ta'ala, we'll all be able to benefit from.
Log in now and make your contribution today to support your favorite project at donatetoislam.com.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome back. We are happy here to be with you again. I would like to share with you another miracle from the Holy Quran. I hope it might help you and guide you to the right path, the guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This way you could believe what we are telling you is really true. And if anything that you hear, go Google it, check it out, and respond to us by text or email or any way you can contact us and tell us you agree with us or you disagree. And let me share this with you here. I hope and I pray it opens your heart. we would like to share with you about geology. Dr. Alfred Korner, a world-famous geologist, is a professor of geology and a chairman of the Institute of Geology in Germany. And he discovered this just a few years ago about the earth and the heaven and the star. Everything was connected all together. And then it was a big explosion and the earth separated. And then they took sample from the earth to compare it with other places floating in like the in the space, and they found out it's the same from the earth. And he looked at the Holy Quran, and he found it's true. And I'm going to share with you that verse from Surah Al-Anbiya. بعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أولم يرى الذين كفروا أن السماوات والأرض كانت رتقا. السماوات والأرض كانت رتقا. رتقا means was connected. ففتقناهما. ففتقناهما means we separated them. وجعلنا من الماء كل شيء حي. أفلا يؤمنون? Don't you believe after you hear this? Here the translation, brother and sister, it goes like this. Have the disbeliever not observe that the heavens and the earth were joined together as one unit, piece, and then we have parted them, and we have created from water everything living. Will they not believe still? So, I mean, what else you want to believe that the book from Al-Wahid Al-Ahad Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us in the Holy Quran 1400 years ago, the earth, the moon, everything, all this was all connected, and the stars, and there was a big explosion, and everything is separated, and now we are living on earth. And do not take my word, go to the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 30. Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 30. You will see that. And who agree with this, who agree with this, Dr. Alfred Korner, he indicate, I cannot say anything except this have to be from Allah. The Holy Quran, it have to be from Allah. It could not be from anyone else, because who would know this 1400 years ago?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we have that video right here available for anybody who would like to see it, and I think it's a good chance for us to put it up. This is from our website called ScienceIslam.com, and in order to do it, I want to be sure I check the audio first on this, be sure you can hear it. Here we go.
Thinking of many of these questions and thinking where Muhammad came from, he was after all a Bedouin. I think it is almost impossible that he could have known about things like the common origin of the universe, because scientists have only found out within the last few years, with very complicated and advanced technological methods, that this is the case. Somebody who did not know something about nuclear physics 1400 years ago could not, I think, be in a position to find out from his own mind, for instance, that the earth and the heavens had the same origin, or many other of the questions that we have discussed here.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. That was Professor Kroner, And I would like to put that up there and let you know that he didn't publicly accept Islam, but he said very clearly in those scientific symposiums that they were conducting, he said that this had to be from God. He, like so many others, the scientists that we have on our website there, you can go and see them. One of them actually, on our website, you can see him actually accept Islam. But by the way, Professor Kroner passed away last year, so there's no need to make dua for him to become a Muslim because he already passed away. But for all the scientists that are discovering or rediscovering, if you will, some of the things that the Quran is telling us about, ask Allah to guide them and guide all of us. Ameen. And with that, we have a doctor with us right now. Dr. Sultan is with us. I'm trying to figure out how to get this to switch over to you. Yes, here we go. We got Assalamu alaikum, doctor. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Happy to see you.
Well, it's wonderful to see you. Dr. Sultan is in the very middle of the United States. He is in St. Louis, Missouri. And so we want you to give us a little update, if you don't mind, about what's going on there health-wise and some of the things, activities. If you don't mind, give us a little brief update on that before we get into our subject about the Quran.
Yes, a lot of updates. First of all, it is increasing in a lot of states, especially California, especially Florida and many other states. That's number one. Number two is that it is projected the way this is increasing and the mortality that we are having, there are going to be about 180,000 deaths by October 1. That's the projection. And the things are becoming so bad in the United States, but people are not really realizing. Becoming so bad that European Union is considering banning people coming from United States. They're not decided as yet, but they're thinking about it. And New York and New Jersey and other places, they are putting quarantine on people entering those areas, especially when the high areas of coronavirus. Today, it was an astounding experience in my practice. I couldn't believe that in this scientific world, I shall have to deal with a situation like this. A woman comes to my office for treatment. She's been there, at least 30 years, you see. And then there's another young girl, because they come to my office frequent, they have become friends with each other. So today she came for the medical treatment, and the other young girl, who is a teenager, she also needed the medical treatment, and both of them at the same time. So we said, and they didn't want to wear the mask. So our nurse said, okay, if you don't want to wear a mask, we can put one of you in one room and the other one in another room. Said, no, we will want to be together and want to talk together, and we will not wear masks. And the older lady, she was threatening my nurse. Are you going to give me my treatment today or not because I'm wearing a mask? Are you going to give me the treatment? I mean, that is, in my life, I've never, ever experienced, although I've been practicing almost 50 years medical practice, I have not seen such a hostile environment in my office, because this has now become a party of people with masks and party without masks. And I cannot imagine in this scientific world, how can we, what can you do? Because I've seen on the news that, these poor people, guards, they're trying to do their job, not letting people in with masks. They've been murdered. They've been shot. What can you do in such a hostile environment? It's just beyond me. It was an amazing experience.
All right. the other thing that I would like to, is there anything going on in St. Louis itself, though, other than what you just mentioned about your particular practice?
Well, same thing. As far as the incidence is concerned, is rising in our local hospitals, especially the teaching hospitals. I don't want to take the name. The cases are rising and getting more sick people. People have to use common sense. Otherwise, this is not going to go away. Social distancing is a must. Mask is a must. That's all. Hygiene is a must. Those are the simple, basic things. We are able to put it down. I was looking at another graph in the European countries. The graph is coming down. In the United States, the graph is going up. Dramatic difference, different way of looking at, different way of thinking, different way of cooperating cumulatively.
I believe, Dr. Sultan, and correct me if I'm wrong, do you recall when while back they were saying earlier in March and February, they were saying by the summer, by June, by July, it will die down. And the people, they still remember this in the back of their head. And when it gets really hot, the virus is going to disappear. But apparently it's not disappearing. And the people not helping us by all this, people are gathering, going to the beaches, and people are now, there's dispute between people to wear masks. There's dispute in the street and also in my business. Customer comes in with a mask on and another customer comes in without a mask, and both of them are arguing with one another who's right and who's wrong. And this is a big dilemma. I hope the government here, they increase awareness that you must wear masks. The disease is still with us. The virus is still with us here and has not gone away, because everyone was cashing on when it gets really hot in the summer that we going to be in a better shape. And everyone wants to go on vacation like the normal way. And everyone is so frustrated. But we need to return to the Holy Quran and listen what the Quran tells us about when we get so frustrated. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-Baqarah, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu ista'inu bis-sabri was-salah. Rely on patience, seek help through patience and pray. And this is what we really need to do.
MashaAllah. Yeah. The Quran is our subject. This is the subject that we have tonight. We want to talk about the Quran. And I think this is a good chance for us to realize that the Quran, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, the Quran is for all people and all places and all times. And so this is not the time of 1400 years ago. It's not even the time of 14 months ago. This is a different place, because the Quran came on a mountain, came down to the deserts and the mountains of Saudi Arabia. So this is definitely a different place. And we are definitely a different people. We're not Bedouin Arabs. But look what the Quran is telling us, so clear, crystal clear. And it is absolutely for all of us to pay close attention to this, because in fact, we really need some guidance right now. And where is a better place for guidance for Muslims than the Holy Quran? Dr. Sultan, I'm going to throw it back over to you again and ask you to talk about what the Quran is saying from your medical standpoint, from your background. How do you see the Quran being an influence to help people if they just pay attention?
Exactly. Quran or our Prophet said that if you see a plague in an area, stay there, do not leave. Number two, if you are not in that area, do not go to that area. Number three, Quran says that if you make any decisions based on the guidance from Quran, you'll be right. You see, any judgment that you pass, if you pass according to the Quran's commandments, you will be right. So what else I can say? These are the absolute truth Quran has said. And Quran gives us the guidance in every aspect of life. It gives us guidance in marriage. It gives you guidance in day-to-day interaction with the people. It gives you guidance about how to thank Allah Ta'ala. It gives you guidance how to govern the nation. It gives you guidance, for example, if your neighbor is hungry, you cannot be sleeping in peace if you is hungry. There's so many rights, and on and on. It is a whole way of life. No matter where of aspect of your life you see, you are given proper guidance, proper laws, a proper way of act in dealing with conflicts with each other, dealing with good relationship with anything and everywhere. So that's why it is said there is a way of life in which gives you the guidance. If you make decisions based on that, you will be 100% right.
All right. Well, there's another thing too, and I'd like to ask Ahmed Redwan to step in on this one, if you don't mind, because you were mentioning some things of the Prophet, and also Dr. Sultan was mentioning some teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and I'd kind of like to just put that up here for 1 second and let you kind of elaborate on that, if you don't mind. Just talk to us about Muhammad and a little bit. The Quran tells us to accept him, so what do you have to give us on that?
Repeat that again, Sheikh Yusuf.
Yeah, we're talking about Muhammad and how does he fit into the picture of the guidance that we need.
Oh yeah, Prophet Muhammad alayhi afdal salatu wa aska salam, you know, he tell us what's in the Holy Quran, and he also suggests for us, like you heard from Dr. Sultan earlier, if you see there is a town is sick, do not go there, and if you are sick, do not go there. Like another word, stay in your place until things gets better. And then also I would like to share with the brothers from the Holy Quran, from Surah Al-Hadid. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us, ما أصاب من مصيبة في الأرض ولا في أنفسكم إلا في كتاب من قبل أن نبرأها إن ذلك على الله يسير. There is no calamity. It will fall on earth unless it have been written in a book prior. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows exactly what day we're going to have this pandemic, we're going to have that virus. He knows when and how we're going to have that virus. And there is no one with cure, no doctors, with respect of all the doctors, no doctor will be able to heal anyone unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala order him and guide him to do so. So what we need to do, brother and sister, especially for the non-Muslim, if someone asks me, what is your answer to solve the pandemic or the virus from the Holy Quran? My answer to them, I will be saying the following. Believe that Allah is one. Do not worship animals. Do not worship statues. Do not worship a human being, and do dua. And this is the solution for the pandemic. Wallahi, wallahi, I'm saying it from the bottom of my heart. To every human being, he hears me right now. The solution is not with any doctors. The solution is in God's hand. What we need to do is to worship him and admit that we're worshiping one God, and not to worship anyone except Allah, and ask him for forgiveness, and the solution will be right there immediately. But the problem is we have so many division. I'm sorry to say that, but we do have so many division. People are worshiping animals. People are worshiping statues. Poor people are worshiping another human being. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pinching us, is waking us up and saying, wake up, I am here. God is here. So we need to wake up, and that will be the solution to all problem on the planet Earth.
MashaAllah.
You know, and adding to this, we know all the miracles of Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him, in healing people and bringing that to life. He always said that it is with the will of my Father that I heal people. It's the will, with the will of my Father that I bring dead to life. So without Allah Ta'ala's help, nothing can happen. So prayer and the action is both important part. We call it in Urdu dawa and dua. Dua means prescription. Dua means whatever action you take, and dua means praying to Allah Ta'ala to take our miseries or our tribulations away.
And I think that this is a good chance for us to reflect on some of the activities going around on the planet right now. We know about these protests. We know about people's lives really mattering. And along the way, we find out that there are statues that are being torn down because of the oppression that the people that these statues represent had invoked slavery on so many people. And at the same time, now we're hearing about tearing down statues that depict Jesus as being white. And I was amazed at first because of this, and then I thought about it. Jesus really wasn't a white person because he was from the descendants of Abraham, and therefore he would have been just like all of the people that are there now. And these people are dark skin, tan skin, black skin, and definitely not the pure white, like, people look so pasty white like me that go out in the sun and turn pink. We turn red, actually. And I think we'll ask Ahmed about this, but Ahmer means a form of red, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah.
It doesn't really. Abiyat is white, right? Like the cap that I have on my head, that's Abiyat, right? But my skin is considered red. We don't call, in Arabic, you don't say somebody's white, because if they were really white, they'd be dead, right?
Yeah, white. We have in the Middle East color, dark skin colors, but we don't have pure white. No, we don't. We're all colored, but we have different shade of colors.
I think all of us have different colors that you could find on the earth anywhere. Earthy colors. That's an expression, but if you think about this just for a minute, you'll realize that no matter what shade you are, there is something on the earth that you will see from the earth itself, from whether it's sand or mountains, or if it's different kinds of dirt. And we were made from dust. We were made from dirt, and we're the colors of the dirt from where we're coming from. Is that true, or am I just imagining that?
Yeah, of course. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he created Prophet Adam from clay, from mud. And then after that, he created Hawa, from his side. So talking about that, and also I would like to divert a little bit about the discrimination is going around, which is, we all one big, huge family on the planet Earth. Our father is Adam, and our mother is Eve, Hawa. We should love one another. We should take care of one another. If we have an issue, do not take your issue to that person. Take your issue to the Creator, not to the creation. And this is what I would like to pass, if you have an issue with anyone, how tall he is, how short he is, what he looks like, take your whatever discussion you have with the Creator, not with the creation. Because we had no choice, like you and I, Sheikh Yusuf and everyone, we did not choose to be a male before we were born. We had no choice. You found yourself, you came a male. And then the same thing, the female. She had no choice to choose herself what she's going to look like, or what country belong to, from Asia or Africa or this. We have no choice. So if we have an issue, go to the Creator. Do not go to the creation and to complain about it. And this is what I would like to say about that.
Exactly. I think that this is a chance for us to also now to put up one of our promos and let people know about us, to pray and ask Allah to accept from us. And also, if you're able to donate something every month to keep us on the air, to keep us free, to keep us from taking ads or commercials, this is a very critical time for all of us. Let's take a look at this. We'll be right back after this. So stay there. Stay guided with Guidance TV. We'll be right back.
You're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want when you want it, from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who is Allah? Maybe we'll even see somebody enter into Islam.
Excuse me, do you believe in God?
Why do we call him Allah?
One more time, everyone. Okay, good.
These are the ones that we're going to be mailing out.
Ilaha. Illa. Allah.
And I bear witness. That Muhammad.
That's right, we're right across the river from Palestine, as a matter of fact, here in Aqaba. The new moon, the Hilal, has been sighted for the month of Shawwal.
When the adhan is called, it doesn't matter where you are. You go and you make your salah, alhamdulillah.
Now, I think this is something that inshallah ta'ala will all be able to benefit from.
Log in now and make your contribution today to support your favorite project at donatetoislam.com.
You're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you...
And we are back. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So, if we have that phone number up here right now, and I forgot that our technician is here in our studios, not very far from where I am, but if you see the number on here right now, 1-800-971-4383, that's great. So go ahead and call that number now. We're going to take the calls, and you can recite on TV right now. If you would like to join along with the others for the contest, that is what you don't need to call us. You just need to record your voice and a video and upload the video onto our website called reciteontv.com. reciteontv.com. When you do that, then you enter the contest. The contest winners will be chosen right after we start with the Hajj, which is in the next month. And they will be declared on the day of Eid. So you could win $1,000, or you could easily win $100, because the entries are still few enough. If you get in there on the ground floor, you can get a lot of people to watch and see your video. And the more people that see it and like it and talk about it, that's going to influence the judges, I think. And they're going to be really careful to pull out the very best of the best of those who recite. So, having said all of that, I want to come back to our Sheikh right now is helping us with Quran and understanding, Ahmed Redwan, and please talk to us a little bit more about the value of reciting the Quran, learning the meaning, and all the rest of it.
About the reciting and memorizing the Quran, is beautiful to learn and how to read Quran. And there is a small surah you could start with. For example, Bismillah, the small surah on the Holy Quran. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, al-Fatiha. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. And then start with dua. Ihdina as-Sirat al-Mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. The first surah, a lot of children around the world, the first thing their parent teach them is the Surah Al-Fatiha. And then right after that, قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. By the way, I want to share with you قل والله أحد, how this surah was revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Al-Kuffar, the disbeliever, they were asking him, Man huwa rabbuk? They were asking him, Man huwa rabbuk? Who is your God? Who is your God? And then the answer came, the revelation came. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, say. When you hear the word Qul, means say. Qul huwa Allah ahad. Say that Allah is one. Allahu samad. Lam yalid. He does not have, he never had children, and he never begotten or begotten. And قل والله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. There is no one like him. Another word, if you took your brain and you start thinking of things on the planet Earth, what it looks like, you will never ever reach your imagination what Allah looks like. That the brain capacity cannot. قل هو الله أحد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد means there is no one looks like him. He doesn't look like us, have arms and legs and walk. He doesn't look like anything that we ever saw or imagined or visualized. And then when you start reading the Holy Quran, it's very, very easy to memorize. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said it in the Holy Quran, that He made it in Arabic, which is one of the easiest language, and is written, I cannot recall exactly what surah in the beginning, but it indicated that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made it in Arabic, so it's easy to remember for us. And this is why you have millions of people around the planet Earth memorize the whole entire Holy Quran from one page to another. One page, look at the thickness of the book. See, this book here has been memorized. If you take everything in here, all the religious books on the planet Earth, and you toss them and you burn them, the only book that will come overnight, we're going to rely on the Hafiz, Sheikh, and also the children. The children, they remember it. You know, like my kids, they remember a lot of surahs when they were 5 years old, 3 years old, and they memorized the Holy Quran, a lot of surah in the Holy Quran. So it's very, very easy, children, if you are listening to us, or adults, to memorize. All you have to do, you could download or go to Guide Us TV and listen to the Holy Quran and learn how. And then we also hear that we are encouraging the children to participate and to learn the Holy Quran, because this is our way. This is our owner's manual. Anything you need, any dispute between you and your father, dispute between you and your neighbor, dispute between you and anyone on earth, open the Holy Quran, Allah will tell you. If you want to divide wealth between the children, Allah, you don't have to go to court. The rules and regulations of the Holy Quran. Open the Holy Quran and divide your wealth among your children, according to the Holy Quran. If you want to know about medicine, go to the Holy Quran. You want to know about justice, about the moon, about the plant, about the honey. Honey, fihi shifa'un linnas. The honey, it have multiple shifa linnas. And Dr. Sultan, if you could tell us, the honey is written in the Holy Quran, and is it medicine to a lot of people or not?
Yes, you're right.
If you could elaborate on that, that'd be great. It come from a doctor perspective is more believable than a person like me. About how much medicine that in the honey, and it's been written in the Holy Quran.
Yes, honey is not just a sweet syrup. It has a lot of important enzymes. Enzymes are very important in whole body metabolism. Therefore, honey carries healing properties for many ailments because of presence of enzymes. But the problem in here is the honey that we get that is pasteurized, which heated up and is just left with only sugar. So what you really need is raw honey which has not been processed. It just comes in the natural form, and that is very hard to find. One way to know that, well, first of all, you need to see the label. If it says pasteurized, you don't want that. And the second way of knowing is that if it has honeycomb in this, which you can eat the honeycomb too, it means that it is pure and it has not been processed, has not been heated.
MashaAllah.
Yeah,
MashaAllah.
yes.
One of the things that I'd like to, I'm sure that both of you know more about the Quran and Hadith than me, but I remember when I was first learning about the Quran, there was a Hadith that they told us that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Khayrukum man ta'alama al-Quran wa alama." And I think that the meaning is more or less like this, that Allah, the Messenger of Allah is telling us that the best of your people are the ones who learn and teach the Quran. So I want to learn it, and I would love to teach it and share it with others as much as we can. This is why we put up several websites. Actually, we have about 4,000 right now, but some of them are dedicated just to the Quran. For instance, the explanation of Quran, qtafsir.com. That is one of our best to understand from the Arabic and the English. Then we have another one, Recite Quran. And I'm really focusing today on the children. I wanted our children to be inspired to join along with us on this. And I think a way to do that, maybe we'll just put this up and let the children listen to it. Let's see if we can do that right now.
يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيانة اشتقنا لك والهوى نادانا والهوى نادانا يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيانة اشتقنا لك والهوى نادانا والهوى نادانا يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيانة اشتقنا لك والهوى نادانا والهوى نادانا يا طيبة يا طيبة يا دوا العيانة اشتقنا لك والهوى نادانا
Alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have Dr. Adil is with us right now. Assalamu alaikum, Doctor.
Alaikum salam. That was a beautiful song. That was not a Quran. So make sure that everybody knows that.
Well, yeah, you are right. That was not the Quran, but I was trying to get the children to just pay attention so they would. Yeah, Doctor, what we've been doing tonight is, first of all, we had Ahmed Redwan. He is with us right now, and he was telling us about what's going on there and the people, what their reaction is to this pandemic. And then we had Dr. Sultan come in, and he was telling us about worldwide and also about in his area. And he just touched on Florida, that it was increasing there. But I'd like for you to give us some insight from your perspective, what's going on there shortly in Florida, and let us know, is it any better or worse there, or what's happening? And then we'll go into our subject about getting the kids to recite.
No, thank you so much. Actually, second straight day with more than 5,000 cases reported. There's a lot of panic in nursing homes and elderly folks, those who are definitely with immune system that is weak and compromised. And, you know, I believe, looking at the graphs and all that, it's just like the same story over again. And so some people became numb now because it's just another day. Okay, another few thousand lives, unfortunately, have gone and so on. But with more than 120,000 deaths reported so far. I've been thinking about it, while driving, while between work and home. I believe the best way is, not to get indulged or distracted into that, because it's just going to keep up. And we're not even in the second wave where it's supposed to come in the fall, where there's going to be a resurgence of cases. We're still in the summer, and the numbers are just keep, going up in an exponential way. There are, things that we should do. That's what everybody should focus on right now. Social distancing, there's people who go back and forth on arguing, but social distancing is a must. The mask now is mandatory, at least in the city of Tampa. Some other folks still arguing, but that's not going to get us anywhere, because we're trying to save lives and we're trying to limit the spread, and we're trying to see what we can do. We talked about the things that we can help to strengthen our immune system and keeping a positive message no matter what's out there. Look what happened in New York. If we go back 3 months back, and the numbers and was epicenter, they have done a great job flattening the curve and reversing it. But then it's exact opposite happened in here. Same thing happened in Europe. Europe, we almost peaked it the same way in March and early April. The curve in the European countries went down. Ours just kept going up and up and up. But so we're doing something that is leading to that, and they're doing something that will leading to flattening the curve. And then when they're very strict in New York, they did a great job reversing. Most of the stuff. They stopped almost a lot of deaths in a lot of areas, and came to a minimum number of new cases. So we should take this very seriously, and I believe inshallah through this, and we're getting a Friday and Saturday special, the marathon, for more of our questions regarding health and coronavirus. And I'm just gonna touch on one thing. Really comes back in the Heart series. If anybody was circling around the Kaaba, the 7 rounds, there's on the upper part of the Kaaba. You look at it and it's imprinted in the eyes. Whoever glorifies the virtues of Allah, this is a reflection of the true taqwa of the hearts. So we should really always have the action coincide with what we say, and that's very, very important. And inshallah, we'll continue in this platform to pass a positive message rather than doom and gloom that the media is really getting people now to almost lose faith, almost lose hope. That's it. It's just like and of course, unfortunately, the sales of psychiatric medications and are on the rise, and so on. And alcohol consumption and drug consumption and marijuana consumption. I mean, it's I think what we're supposed to do as Muslims, as believers, is really to do what we're told and asked by Allah to do, to enjoy what's right and forbid what is wrong. And this is a great opportunity to put that in action right now.
Absolutely, that makes a lot of sense. And let's talk about the Quran now. And we've been talking about it tonight, and we mentioned the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ telling us of the importance of learning and teaching the Quran. There are some other things that our Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, told us about the Quran, and then Allah told us in the Quran about benefits of the Quran itself. Would you like to share any of those with us right now?
Absolutely. We discussed this before, but it is huda and shifa. It's both cure and guidance to the believers. And subhanAllah, always a selective group of elites, those who have a heart connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like in Surah Al-Hajj, verse 35, وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُم. If Allah is mentioned, name, their heart tremble. You know, this is like an instant response. This is a subconscious kind of a response. وَالصَّابِرِينَ عَلَى مَا أَصَابَهُم. To be patient for whatever is happening. Don't go, it's like, why me? You know, why I lost my job and lost my business and, you know, and all that. وَالْمُقِيمُ الصَّلَاةِ. Those who establish the salah and prayer on daily and regular basis. وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. So whatever Allah gives you, you have $1,000, you spend, what you should be appropriately. Don't be extravagant and don't be stingy, but whatever Allah gives you, they should be spending accordingly and proportionately, without going to the two extremes. That is really should be the kind of guidance that Allah puts for us. And when you do that, the heart will come into peace of mind. أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبُ. So dhikrillah, the Quran, and remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put an instant healing effect on the heart to combat the anxiety and depression and fears and turn us into peace and tranquility. And for anybody, please check it out anywhere in the globe. This is the words of Allah, the Creator. Check it out. Just read the Quran and see what kind of effect you have on the heart and your heart rate and your blood pressure and your sense of well-being. So this is right there, and it's free for everybody. You could have it on an app of Quran. There's so many translations, and you can hear it, you can listen to it, and in the car that will calm you down. So there are a lot of benefit, and it's unlimited to all mankind when connected with the Book of Allah.
Yes, I know what you are talking about in a way, because I have heard this myself from taxi drivers in New York telling me that they had some customers, a fare, that they would say, "Oh, what is that you're playing? What kind of music is that?" And the taxi driver's a Muslim. He's listening to the Quran. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll turn it down." No. Leave it up. I would like this. How can I get this? Is that available on a CD or something? I'd like to take it home and listen to that, and it's the Quran.
One of my patients he was actually rode with a New York City cab driver, and he gave me one of the Quran tapes because he liked it. So the guy gave it to him for free. So he just came and showed me that. So I can relate to that. SubhanAllah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, the thing that we'd like to feature too is the importance of us knowing of what the meaning is and how to understand it. We heard earlier, Ahmed Redwan was telling us about the meanings, and he was doing that from his mind. He didn't need to have the Quran in front of him. He could say that this is in the Quran, and he was translating it at the same time. And I wish I could do something like that. Ahmed, could you give us a little bit more about the Quran and why the children should be? You were talking about your children. What about other people's children? What should they do?
Like I was saying earlier, Sheikh Yusuf, is the kids, they need to start learning the Quran from when they are young, and memorize the Holy Quran to start with the small surah. And it's very, very easy, very simple to do. And the parents should guide and help them. And this is a golden opportunity that the parents, they are at home with the children. And it could be one of the reasons that we have this pandemic, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sit down with your children, share the Quran with your children, let them see you praying at home instead of praying somewhere else. And this could be one of the reasons that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He tells us, be together and share the Quran. And we took advantage of this in the month of Ramadan, that we usually the father leaves the house and go pray and leave the children at home and leave the wife at home. But in the month of Ramadan, we were staying at home. We were talking to our children, and we're trying to teach them more in the Holy Quran. So we're still in the pandemic. We're still in it. I'm talking this message to the brother and the sister, the adults. Help your children to memorize the Holy Quran when they are young. And as we said earlier many times, everything you need to know about life, about anything, go to the Holy. And we should be patient and not to be upset and angry of whatever happened. And let me share with you from Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us, وَعَسَى أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ وَعَسَى أَن تَحِبُّ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ شَرٌ لَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. For example, I'm going to give you a very, very easy example. A person is going to fly from here overseas, and then he wind up with a flat tire, and he missed the flight. He goes to the airport, the airplane left. He's so upset and angry that he missed his flight. This is, and look at what from the Holy Quran. عَسَى أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. And then he's so angry and so upset he cannot see straight. He goes home, fight with his wife about him late and so on. And then later on in the evening, he found out that the plane that he missed exploded in the air. So, عَسَى أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. Do you recall before that there are a lot of people, they miss going on a ship, they miss the boat? I believe it was in Florida. Is that Dr. Adil? Do you recall? I think it was in Florida. With a lot of people, they missed the boat. And then they interviewed the people who missed the boat. They found out that the boat later on, 40 people was burned and died in the boat.
Was a cruise, right? It was a cruise ship.
Yeah, it was a cruise. I think it was in Florida. Yeah. And 40 people. And then the people, they missed the boat. In the beginning, they were so upset and angry, they missed the boat. And it was the best thing happened to them. Why I'm sharing with everyone this here is whatever it happens, take it with an open heart. Because you do not know, could be saving your life. It could be saving something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is protecting you from it. So we should not be upset. We should seek patience. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us in numerous places in the Holy Quran, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu ista'inu bis-sabri was-salah. Ista'inu bis-sabri was-salah. You know, establish, rely on patience and prayer, and patience before prayer.
Yes, that's a good reminder. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Something that we will look at from another point of view too, regardless if you're the ones who missed the boat or you're the ones on the boat, there's good in everything. Even for the ones who die, we as humans, we say, oh no, he died. And what we're looking at is really our loss. We're looking at our loss. I lost my friend, I lost my family, I lost somebody, you know, we say it like that. But the reality is all of us will die. Allah said in the Quran, Kullu nafsin da'ikatul maut. All of us are going to die. But what do you die upon? What is it, your belief that you die with? Because that is the eternal thing that you're going to have to deal with. If you're dying on the right belief, then you'll be good to go. So even if somebody dies in a fire or a boat sinking, and asked by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that these tragedies that we observe in our lives, if somebody experiences that at the time of death, if they're a believer, they will go to the highest level of paradise. So that's something else too. But we only got 1 minute left, and I'd like to give this chance over to Dr. Adil again to just give us some little
Yes, sir.
jazz.
Thank you so much.
We need a little push.
Surat Al-Hajj. This is the best thing ever about really pumping people up and putting perspective into what is the vision and what is the understanding. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Hajj verses 46 is asking a question. أَفَلَمْ يَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَتَكُونَ لَهُمْ قُلُوبٌ يَعْقِلُونَ بِهَا أَوْ آذَانٌ يَسْمَعُونَ بِهَا فَإِنَّهَا لَا تَعْمَى الْأَبْصَارُ وَلَكِنْ تَعْمَى الْقُلُوبُ الَّتِي فِي الصُّدُورِ. This is part of the heart series. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looking at an example of people that they go around. Don't they have hearts that they can understand, or they have ears that they can listen and hear with? Allah is stating, it is not really the blindness of the eyes, it is the blindness of the hearts that's in the chest, that it doesn't see, did not comprehend, that does not tremble, when the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And again, if you hear dhikr Allah, the heart will tremble and then the tears will flow. But those who heedless, those who don't see because first or hear because the hearing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving an example of blind hearts. We have other hearts that have blocked on it, that they have stamp on it, that they have shield on it, that they have air or air-hearted, empty hearts. These are all examples that we mentioned before. So it's always good to have connection with Allah and to have meanings of what it is that Allah is trying to communicate with us, and then hopefully get the benefit to share with others.
MashaAllah. Now it's time for us to go, but I would like to encourage everybody to stay where you are, because we've got more coming up right here on Guidance TV. So everybody stay there, stay guided with
Guidance TV.
Guidance TV.
Ahmed Ridwan, where are you?
All right. Why you want to pick on me?
You're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want when you want it, from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who is Allah? Maybe we'll even see somebody enter into Islam.
Excuse me, do you believe in God?
Why do we call him Allah? One more time, everyone. Okay, good.
These are the ones that we're going to be mailing out.
Ilaha. Illa. Allah.
And I bear witness. That Muhammad.
That's right, we're right across the river from Palestine, as a matter of fact, here in Aqaba. The new moon, the Hilal, has been sighted for the month of Shawwal.
When the adhan is called, it doesn't matter where you are. You go and you make your salah, alhamdulillah.
Now, I think this is something that inshallah ta'ala be able to benefit.
Log in now and make your contribution today to support your favorite project at donatetoislam.com.
You're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want when you want it, from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who is Allah? Maybe we'll even see somebody enter into Islam.
Excuse me, do you believe in God?
Why do we call him Allah? One more time, everyone. Okay, good.
These are the ones that we're going to be mailing out.
Ilaha. Illa. Allah.
And I bear witness. That Muhammad.
That's right, we're right across the river from Palestine, as a matter of fact, here in Aqaba. The new moon, the Hilal, has been sighted for the month of Shawwal.
When the adhan is called, it doesn't matter where you are. You go and you make your salah, alhamdulillah.
Now, I think this is something that inshallah ta'ala will all be able to benefit.
Log in now and make your contribution today to support your favorite project at donatetoislam.com.
You're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want when you want it, from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who is Allah? Maybe we'll even see somebody enter into Islam.
Excuse me, do you believe in God?
Why do we call him Allah? One more time, everyone. Okay, good.
These are the ones that we're going to be mailing out.
Ilaha. Illa. Allah.
And I bear witness. That Muhammad.
That's right, we're right across the river from Palestine, as a matter of fact, here in Aqaba. The new moon, the Hilal, has been sighted for the month of Shawwal.
When the adhan is called, it doesn't matter where you are. You go and you make your salah, alhamdulillah.
Now, I think this is something that inshallah ta'ala will all be able to benefit.
Log in now and make your contribution today to support your favorite project at donatetoislam.com.
You're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want when you want it, from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamualaikum.
الذين أخرجوا من ديارهم بغير حق إلا أن يقولوا ربنا الله ولولا دفع الله الناس بعضهم ببعض لهدمت صوامع وبيع وصلوات ومساجد يذكر فيها اسم الله كثيرا ولينصرن الله من ينصره إن الله لقوي عزيز.
They are those who have been evicted from their homes without right, only because they say, Our Lord is Allah. And were it not that Allah checks the people, some by means of others, there would have been demolished monasteries, churches, synagogues, and mosques in which the name of Allah is much mentioned. And Allah will surely support those who support Him. Indeed, Allah is powerful and exalted in might.
الذين إن مكناهم في الأرض أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وأمروا بالمعروف ونهوا عن المنكر ولله عاقبة الأمور.
And they are those who, if we give them authority in the land, establish prayer and give zakah, and enjoin what is right and forbid what is wrong. And to Allah belongs the outcome of all matters.
وَإِن يُكَذِّبُوكَ فَقَدْ كَذَّبَتْ قَبْلَهُمْ قَوْمُ نُوحٍ وَعَادٌ وَثَمُودَ.
And if they deny you, O Muhammad, so before them did the people of Noah and Ad and Thamud deny their prophets.
وَقَوْمُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَقَوْمُ لُوطٍ.
And the people of Abraham and the people of Lot.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Well, it looks like we didn't go off the air after all, guys. So we're still with you here. We're trying to reach our technician to see what's going on. And inshallah, we'll just stay with you until the time that he's able. We don't want a blank screen up there, do we? Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. So right now we have, I've got some, by the way, if anybody would like to talk wherever you're at, you guys can do that, but just mute it. There's a little thing up, a little mute button up there. If you don't mind, just click that so I won't bother you. And we're talking now with Dr. Adil, Dr. Sultan, and Dr. Redwan, Sheikh Redwan is still with us, mashallah. And if until we get a clearance, we've got to stay on the. Somebody's got to stay on the air.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I can stay on the air.
All right. Well, Dr. Sultan, we heard from you tonight. You were talking about two things. You were talking about the Quran, and you were talking about what Prophet, peace be upon him, told us about the Quran as well. And I appreciated that. I liked hearing about those things that from our Prophet. Can you tell us what he said about the surahs and how we should recite those? He talked about the way to recite them, that we don't have to be real fast or anything.
Well, the way of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam reciting Quran was slowly, clearly, word by word, joining when it need to be joined, and not in a very hurried fashion. And he promoted that, and it is said that he was the best reciter of Quran. No one can match his beautiful voice. And Musa Ashri, who had a beautiful voice also, Allah Ta'ala, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that, you know, you have gotten inheritance from Prophet Dawud alayhi salam, because he was such a beautiful reciter of hymns that when he would recite, the mountains, the birds, the animals, and everything will sing with him in the beautiful way. So the best way to recite Quran is the best possible tajweed and the best possible voice, and best way to know where each and every alphabet haruf comes out, to make it really a beautiful voice.
MashaAllah. It looks like Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Ado. What do you can you contribute on that?
I think was beautifully said, Dr. Sultan. Mazamir Dawood. This is the talent that Allah gave Prophet Dawood for a beautiful voice recitation, that the birds were used to come and listen, because that's how much they were attracted to the beautiful recitation of Dawood. So anybody can listen to a tape or someone sitting and just mention the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the proper tajweed, and instantly the heart will bind, even for most of the people who don't understand what it means, but it's just so soothing to the heart. So this is could be another anti-anxiety therapy free for all mankind.
And you know that you quoted something tonight of the blind hearts, and you know Abu Hafsa, the brother who was born without eyesight, and he's been so helpful in everything that we've been doing in Dawah and the Guidance TV. But he said that one thing that brought him to Islam was this idea of the hearts are the thing that are blind, not the eyes. And he wrote about this, or actually lectured about this, and then we promoted that so much. It was a beautiful, beautiful talk that he gave about blind hearts. And it just really, it makes me stop and think about who we are and what we are doing, because we have eyesight, but sometimes we don't use it in the right way. We're looking at the wrong things. Isn't it true? I'm going to ask Ahmed about this, if you don't mind, Ahmed. Is it true that on the day of judgment, we're going to be brought up in our whole bodies in front of God, and He's going to be asking us about how did we use our eyesight, our ears, things like that? Talk about that.
Of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Yawm al-Qiyamah, Yawm al-Hisab. First of all, everything is going to die. Everything, without exceptions, including Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, Jesus, because he's with Allah. Everyone will die. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, is anyone here except me? No one will answer, of course, because there is no one is there. And then after this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it in the Holy Quran that He will make us come out of the ground like plant. And we will come out of the ground like plant. Will be just like when you put a seed in the ground and it starts sprucing out, start coming out, and this is exactly how we're going to come out. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will judge us so fast, all of us, and then we will be witnessing against ourselves. We will be witness our hands. If our hand did something wrong, our hand will be shahid on ourselves, and the skin and the tongue.
That's right.
Yes.
So, yeah, actually, I just talked to our technician, And now we're going to try one more time. I guess he wanted us to try that closure again, where we all get to say Guidance TV. Are you everybody ready? Okay, because I want everybody to stay here and stay guided with
Guidance TV.
There we go.
You're watching The Newsroom, Islam Newsroom. The news you want when you want it, from the Islamic perspective.
Now we have some websites, alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Who is Allah? Maybe we'll even see somebody enter into Islam.
Excuse me, do you believe in God?
Why do we call him Allah? One more time, everyone. Okay, good.
These are the ones that we're going to be mailing out.
Ilaha. Illa. Allah.
And I bear witness. That Muhammad.
That's right. We're right across the river from Palestine, as a matter of fact, here in Aqaba. The new moon, the Hilal, has been sighted for the month of...
When the adhan is called, it doesn't matter where you are. You go and you make your salah, alhamdulillah.
Now, I think this is something that inshallah ta'ala will all be able to benefit